a shame. 1, 2, 3, stretch her out at the old ball game.
Hello, everyone. Welcome in to Packs for Breakfast, the 1990 to 91 Skybox, and then 91-92 Clear episode. We've got a special guest, recurring special guest at this point, Mr. Kirk Buckhout, joining us. He's kind of like a encyclopedia for early 90s basketball. It's really fun to hear him talk about all these guys. Specifically because I wasn't so into basketball in the early 90s, and it gives us actually something to talk about. Randy, how are you doing this week?
Hey, doing great. I was talking about Ken Caminiti earlier, but that's baseball, not basketball.
Very true. Still fun to talk about, but we're going to reserve this episode for some basketball talk. And Kirk, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing good. I bet we were the only people on the internet talking about Ken Caminiti right now. I guarantee. All the billions, what are the odds? Come on.
That might be true. We might be able to say we are one of one on that. That would, Ken Caminiti's being mentioned at 6 a.m.
So here's the goal, guys. Now we have to get him on the with us. You know what I mean? It would be a random get. I bet nobody else is asking him. Come on, just put that in the back of your. That's. Then in one of the episodes, we're going to have special guest Ken Caminiti. Everybody, how that would be a huge episode.
That would be amazing.
We're going to need a Ouija board.
It would be.
Oh, is he? Sorry. Okay, let's change topic. It's a bummer.
Yes, that would be.
Yes.
Hey. Well, Kirk, I'm going to start off by asking you: Skybox or Fleer? Which did you prefer?
I mean, the design of the Skybox. I mean, I remember as a kid liking better, but to be honest, I would like to open a Flare because I can't remember. As soon as I see it, I'll remember. But I wanted to see a Flare just so to take me back.
It's kind of funny, as you could see, like Skybox came out in the 1990 and 91. And they went with the more traditionally what we know now, like the tamper-proof pack, whereas 91-92 Clear a year later is still in the wax pack, which is, to me, kind of interesting because a lot of the companies were getting out. They were kind of going more towards the tamper-proof pack because things were a little crazy in the early 90s for trading cards, and people weren't above opening them up prior to.
Is the plastic still what they're using today, or have they changed?
Just foil. It's kind of
foil. Okay.
Yeah, like a foil pack. Just an interesting thing to talk about. Even then, looking at the sale price of these Clear basketball packs, 25 cents. Pretty neat. Probably close to what they were back in 1991-92.
Sure. Oh, quick shout out. Just we talk about Ken Caminiti. Like it just we're talking basketball in the 90s, and one of the best basketball movies of all time, Hoosiers. And Gene Hackman just died recently, so just kind of a shout out to Gene Hackman, amazing actor, and like Hoosiers, inspiring small town Indiana team that won the championship. So it just came together as a team. So shout out to Hoosiers.
Yeah, that was sad. Gene Hackman was kind of a legend.
Oh, so many good movies. Like just a great act and just around forever.
He was like 96.
He was up there. I don't remember but and I guess he was like he was a painter. He raced cars for a while. Just a really interesting cat.
For sure.
All right, so we opening cards, or what are we doing?
Yes, we're gonna open cards, and just for you, we'll go ahead and start with the Clear.
Hey, is that McNichols Arena in the background? No.
No, that is generic basketball court. I just needed a background.
Let's bring back old McNichols. Come on.
Baseball stadiums for basketball just don't make any sense.
Yeah, that would look weird. That would confuse some people, I imagine.
Do you see the regular price on the back of those cards?
No, it was you could turn your
Oh, that's something else.
yeah, you could order a 3D plastic basket of your favorite player for $4.99.
That's a lot of fine print there. It looks like almost to me like I can't read it, so I just assume it's like ingredients. It's like here's all the chemicals in the cards we put or something. Don't here's here's a nutritional value. Don't eat them though. I bet you know what? I bet you could eat a card. It's like kind of paper or like some sort of fibery paper thing.
It doesn't taste good, but yeah, I think you can eat it.
Oh, it's better than the gum from 1990. That's for sure.
That's funny. They start a poll. People online. Would you rather eat the gum from 20 years ago or the card? I would be interesting debate.
Wow, this really doesn't work.
It's like, well, Chris is eating the gum from like 1980 something or what.
It was horrible. I don't know why anybody would do that to themselves.
Do you need a blowtorch there? You need a jackhammer?
It's like used. It's an old pack.
Again, you need a samurai sword or something to.
This is riveting.
But we know that pack was not open previously.
It certainly was.
Clearly.
Not. Here we go.
It's not open now.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the
okay.
This is the card design.
I remember these. I mean, a dream teamer right off the bat. That's an excellent start.
And if you see anybody that you want to put up on the wall, you got to just there's my guy.
Come on. 2 back-to-back dream teamers. This is killing it. All right, Tony Campbell. All right. He had good soup. But anyway.
Hey.
Oh, Patch, another dream teamer.
Oh, that's 3 out of 4.
Ridiculous. Jack Sikma, solid center. He was around for a while.
Because he was towards the end of his career on this part, I think.
Yeah, he was around in the 70s. Oh, Anton Carr. he was a good, solid power forward guy. You wouldn't want to mess with him.
He looks like a big dude.
He's a large man. Pass. There's part of Kevin McHale. That's the most exciting thing about that one.
Well, Blair Rasmussen used to be a Nugget. It's like that's the only reason I remember him. And he was ahead of his time. He was a big man that would shoot 3-pointers. He just wouldn't make them.
Okay. That's Steve Henson. Pass. Ooh, his son. I probably know this one. Oh, Tim Perry. I don't know. Probably the most interesting thing. He was involved in the Charles Barkley trade that got Charles Barkley from Philly to Phoenix.
And
yeah, that's the most interesting thing his career is ever going to do.
Kevin McHale, great. Just had this up and under move, just like a post guy. You just don't see stuff like that anymore. And like he was on an episode of Cheers and was hilarious.
And he's right there against Bill Lambier.
Right. Willie Bedford, backup center, nothing special. Cedric Sabalas, he was a good. They would never run any plays for him, but he would just keep moving and he'd get like offensive rebounds and just run the floor. He actually won the dunk contest blindfolded. He was the guy who called the hocus pocus. Really nice guy, really just good dude.
Yeah, I remember Cedric Sabalas winning the dunk contest. People thought he could see through that.
There was a debate. It was, but who knows?
But it was still
that
cool.
makes it interesting.
Yeah, it was still a cool dunk.
John Bagley.
We're gonna end on Greg Anderson.
I believe it's Cadillac, right? Exactly.
Yep. Greg Cadillac Anderson.
Not quick. Pretty much moved like a Cadillac. That's pretty much nailed it.
Thing is, Thing is, though, it's like he wasn't a great Cadillac. I don't know, what does that make him, like a Cadillac El Monte or whatever those were?
Yeah, what's the lowest? So he's not the high end Cadillac. Okay.
No, he's not a Coupe de Ville. He's not or a DeVille or whatever it was.
But come on, like the right out of the gate, I don't. Maybe Flair stacks the good people just to impress you at the beginning. What about that theory? Or is it completely random? Do you think
It's probably
the order of random?
Yeah, it's probably pretty random. But I do like
That was a pretty amazing random pack to get those three.
I do like the design of the cards. They're not bad.
And like the back looked kind of orange or something. That was just different, I think. Yeah, just kind of it makes it look like sort of the hardwood floor. That's cool.
Yeah. Good
It's a
design.
nice little touch, Flair. Well done.
Now we're going to the Skybox, which is completely the opposite. Like it was such a different.
Oh yeah, I would say. I mean, almost more like glossy. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's
Well, and the background was like it had like more, of a futuristic.
yeah. It was like there. It wasn't live action. It's like they're playing in space or like an '80s rock album or something. It's just.
Well, and I guess the box says that like it was computer generated backgrounds just to like show off.
It's like Tron.
Oh, KJ, he was a great. Basically, like Stockton and Malone, they were this like he would do the pick and roll with Tom Chambers, amazing, and he was one of the little guys who would actually drive and go to the basket, and he would just get pummeled. He was always injured. When he wasn't injured, he was good. Oh, Jeff Horn, great shooting guard. He'll get you 18 points. He's a 90% free throw shooter. He could hit a three back in the day. Like I went to a camp in Arizona and he showed up and he signed my shirt. Good dude.
Now, is that post Utah or pre Utah?
No, he was no, this is his early years. He got traded to the 76ers and then he ended up in Utah. So where he finished it.
Yeah, because Hornacek, I really know him from Utah days.
Just solid shooter, like great shooting guard, and he could fill in for a backup. He could play point guard for a bit. Great player. Don Nelson, he played for the Celtics back in the day, so he won a couple championships. He had a crazy shot against LA that still Jerry West is upset about. Like he's so bitter, but. Now he's like, I think he recently passed, but he ended his career like growing pot in Hawaii. Really interesting dude. John, the Bad Boy Pistons, and also not a lot of people know this. While he was playing basketball, he also did stand-up comedy. So he would go and do so that's very. I mean, for a big athlete to be that vulnerable, that's kind of impressive, but. He's like a funny dude. If you ever hear an interview with John Sally, take a listen. He'll make you laugh.
Wasn't his nickname the Spider?
John the Spider Sally. Yes, and he could run. He could run the floor. Can't say enough great thing. Isaiah Thomas, just tough son of a bitch. Jesus, and like he could just turn it on. He was a lot of people. He should have been on the dream team.
He should have. He was snubbed off of that.
There was a game, he basically wrenched his ankle. His ankle was broken. He rolled it so bad, but it was in the finals, and he just played through it. And in the third quarter, he scored 25 points in one quarter on 1 foot. Huh. He's a amazing player.
Then you got TR done.
Yeah, I don't know. He had a nice tight flat top. I remember that. He could land.
Yeah, he was a defensive specialist for the Nuggets. I mean, he was the guy. Like Bill Hanslick was your wild man that would just go out and throw himself everywhere. But T.R. Dunn was actually a really good defender.
Okay, all right, nice. I don't know. Sam Mitchell doesn't deserve that star. He won't know star.
Yeah.
Nick Anderson. I just watched the documentary about it's like Penny and Shaq in those years, and this guy was on that, and he was kind of most famous for in the finals. It was like game 1 against the Rockets, and they were beating the Rockets. And this guy missed 4 free throws in a row, like in the end of the game, and the Rockets came back and won it, and then the Rockets just swept him. Totally, it crushed his confidence for years, or for a while.
Yeah, because wasn't Nick Anderson actually a good free throw
Yes,
shooter?
he was really good. He was a great shooter. Like he should, I would guess probably. I mean, you can look it up, but I mean, guessing in the 80s, I would say put him in the 80%, like maybe 79, 70. But great, yeah. Just I guess got the yips. Just got a little.
Yeah, I mean, because it seems weird because he was a very good. He was a very good free throw shooter, so it would just surprise me that he would miss those.
Yep.
I'm trying to look up his stats to see what his career free throw percentage was.
Okay.
Well,
just look on the back of the card.
Yeah, that should tell you. That should tell you probably.
NBA career field goal percentage of 494.
Free throws, FTs.
Oh, 70, 705.
Okay. So yeah, set like that. So missed 4 in a row though. It was a bummer.
Yeah, I mean 70%. You should still make 3 out of 4.
Alex English, great scorer, great post guy.
Great Nugget.
Yeah, you're not exactly. I'll let you talk. If he was a Nugget, so Denver's where I think of him.
Yeah, no, it's like Alex English. He released the shot from the highest point he could. I mean, it was an unorthodox looking shot, but it was so pretty. It was so smooth.
Yeah, it was like a cock to the side. There's a weird angle, if I remember.
Yep, but it's like the reason it was so tough to block is because he had the long arms and he would release it at the very top of his reach or whatever, and it was a beautiful shot. And he's one of the all-time best scorers in the NBA history.
Yeah, just amazing art. Like he could post up, good, great scorer. Yeah, member of the championships. Solid guy. Brad Daugherty, member of a really good Cleveland team that should have gone far, but they just couldn't get past the Pistons and then the Bulls later. But good center. Probably 18 points, 8-10 rebounds.
Yeah, I mean he's probably more underrated center. He owns NASCAR teams now.
That's right. He's from the South and he loved NASCAR, and I saw that too.
So he's part of that. He owns NASCAR teams.
Ricky Green,
That's an
he played for the Suns for a while, but other than that,
I think Jay Humphries played for everybody.
God. Oh, Scott Brooks. I don't know. I think he played with Philadelphia for a bit, but just, I don't know, backup point guard, nothing special. If I recall.
Didn't he end up as a coach?
Probably.
Scotty Brooks.
Most backup point guards, I mean, they're like a coach on the floor, so it transfers well. They're kind of used to moving guys around. Tom Tolbert.
All right, let's go back to Fleer and see what we got in here.
So here's the fun part. When you look up Scott Brooks, it doesn't say American basketball player. It says American basketball coach.
Okay.
So it's like they really were. Yeah, it's like better coach than a player.
And hey, some guys are. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you can be a little short guy and still coach. You know what I mean?
He averaged 4.9 points a game, 2.4 assists a game, and 1 rebound a game.
Right. In his defense, he was sitting on the bench a lot, I'm sure. So,
Didn't really have much of a chance to assert himself.
Is that Scottie Pippen? I can't tell.
It's hard to tell. It was the 1991 All-Star game, so.
Wow, that's a lot of writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Bullard. He was still a member of the short groups. He didn't start sick. So Tree Rollins. He was around for a long time, and he was another guy who would, I guess, his own. I think Dominique Wilkins or somebody. He would thump his own players in practice if they were not. You know what I mean? It's like if Tree wanted to send a message, he would just give you a nice thumping and put you on the floor, and then whatever you did, you wouldn't do that again.
He looks like a tree in this picture.
That's it. I mean, it's a perfect nickname.
Yeah.
I don't think that's his actual name. I forget what his actual name was, but I like when the nickname overtakes the actual name and people don't even remember.
And
Like,
then they put it on the card.
that's how. Yeah, it's not. He doesn't have a legal name. He's Tree. Everyone knows him as Tree. It's basketball fan.
Well, now I gotta know his real name. I think it's Wayne Monty Tree Rollins. Wayne.
Yeah, I would
He
go
is
with
a
Tree.
Wayne.
I would go with Tree too. That sounds
Yeah.
Wayne doesn't sound as scary.
No, Wayne Rollins. It's like, I don't know. He sounds like, he'd be, what's the lead singer? Oh, Henry Rollins. He'd be like Henry Rollins' less famous brother.
That's an odd pairing, those two. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Stacey King. Let's dethrone him. Kaboom. Okay.
Two bowls in a
Two
row,
bowls, yeah.
but just not the right one.
Well,
Yeah, not Bill Cartwright.
I think he's like an announcer now or something. He's an analyst, but yeah, he was solid big man, nothing special really. Bo Kimball,
He played for those. Here's the thing about Bo Kimball. It's like he used to shoot his first free throw in games left-handed after Hank Gathers died as a tribute.
Oh, that's the guy. Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
I remember
Bo
that.
Kimball was very good friends with Hank Gathers on those Loyola Marymount teams. So his first free throw would be left-handed in honor of Hank.
And Hank Gathers, he was the one. He went down in a game when it was a heart condition, right? Okay,
yeah. He went down in a game for Loyola Marymount. It was sad. He had a future. It's like,
yep.
But yeah, I used to actually, because I was a big fan of Hank Gathers, it's like when we were playing like 21 and I'd go to shoot my free throws, my first one, I'd go for Hank and I'd shoot it left-handed. I'd miss. I was terrible.
Oh yeah, lefty. Like you can Jeff Grayer can 50 Shades of Grayer. Okay.
Yeah.
Mike.
Did he get 50 minutes in a season though?
I just like Mark Eaton in the back. That guy was Mike Brown.
Yeah, Mark Eaton would actually be the better card.
Kenny Gaddison.
This is not as good of a pack. So
no,
we got lucky on the first one.
Darrell Walker. He played with Chicago. I think he won a championship in Chicago. Backup point guard kind
Why
of guy.
couldn't it be Kenny Skywalker at least?
Owen Smith, he was a good power forward guy. He'd get you tons of rebounds. He played along Olajuwon. Him and Olajuwon were a formidable front line. Ricky Pierce. He was a good shooter. I mean, he's just kind of an offensive guy. I don't know. Helped Sean Kemp and Gary Payton was a good part of that team.
Yeah, he was mostly offense.
This guy was he like got on a hot streak with like 3-pointers, and he had a real goofy shot too, and he was a nugget, right? And he kind of had a little Do you remember his?
I remember his shot. I remember it would almost look like it was more of a shot put, where he would kind of like almost double pump and then throw the ball up there. And it's like he played on the Paul. I think his name was Paul Westhead. And here's the funny part. This all goes back to Loyola Marymount because he was the coach of Loyola Marymount, and the Nuggets hired him to do that same run and gun style.
Yes, I remember that.
And it's like Orlando Woolridge and Michael Adams were on the same team together, and both had like career years because they didn't play defense. They just shot the ball within 8 seconds, and then the other team would run down and make their shot.
Right. It was just run and gun. And I remember, because they played the Suns, and the Suns had a quick team. And I was at a game, and I swear the Suns scored 150. Like it was
probably
easy. Insane. Yeah, just no defense. But yeah, they just didn't win games. But it was fun to watch.
It was tons of fun. I loved watching it. Orlando Woolridge for a while. I mean, for that season, he was my favorite player. It's like, but then he left us. He was only with the Nuggets for maybe a year and a half, and it was that year.
And then we got Derek Coleman.
Oh, that's a good one.
He had a good him and like Petrovic, and yeah, Jersey had a team there that was solid, but just Chicago was just so
Who was
dominant.
their point man?
Kenny Anderson. It was Kenny Anderson. He was good. He'd get you 18 and stuff. But this guy, I mean, I guess one of his major accomplishments, like he's one of the only guys that like he dunked on Shaq. Like Shaq was, there's only two guys that got me, and so if you want to YouTube that, you could find him dunking on Shaq.
Thing is, didn't he play on the Syracuse championship team back then?
Yeah, he was definitely he was an Orangeman.
And dunking on Shaq, that's a feat. That's impressive.
Yeah, he goes. I can't remember who the other guy was, but Shaq like only two guys ever dunked on me. I don't know why I made him Jersey. He's not Jersey.
Didn't Jordan dunk on Shaq?
Man,
Come on, camera. You've been doing.
You know what? There's a reason the camera does not want to focus on this guy.
Yeah, Dave. Yeah, even the camera. Dave. I don't know. Like I saw the name and I still don't know. Ooh,
Dave hopping out of the picture. That's what we got.
If you want YouTube, if you're on YouTube, just type in Tom Chambers dunk, and there's a great dunk of him basically almost jumping over Mark Jackson. Like it's insane. Like like white guys can't jump. This one, there's proof that one time this guy got it. But and yeah, he was a good all-star. He scores 60 one time. Good score. Yeah,
did you see who's on the card with him? Kenny Skywalker is on the card with him.
Oh, I missed that. Nice. Bill Fitch, he did some stuff with the Celtics. He was around for a Hall of Fame coach, I'm sure.
Didn't he also coach the Clippers for a while?
I think everybody took a shot at him. There's like, come on. There's
David Robinson. Again. He's already up on the wall.
Hey, there's a former Sun.
Exactly. Great. And great scorer. The man with the velvet touch is what Al McCoy, the Suns guy, dubbed him. Great scorer. He got caught up in like the cocaine scandal. The Suns had a cocaine scandal in the 80s. And then I think he left. But yeah, ended up in Nuggets. But yeah, good scorer.
And Michael Cooper guarding him.
Great defensive player. There's that guy we're just talking about. They kind of gave him like a rainbow thing, and you know what I mean? Like it's very rainbowy background.
Yeah, it's like that was the 90s.
Well, look at the old Nuggets logo.
Oh, okay, so they took some Charles Jones. Yeah, I think it sounds like an insurance company.
Yeah, could that be any more boring?
Hey,
John's.
Now we got one of each for Robinson and Stockton. We got a Bullets card. Woohoo.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm surprised that card is not worth more because it's like they took off the name Bullets, for a reason and made it Wizards. And you could get a card in the 90s that said Bullets. And it's like,
once I saw that,
parents would be freaking out.
Exactly. No, I saw the first time I heard the Bullets, I went on a shooting spree. I don't know about you guys. It's just like,
the
team name I had. I like the team.
I want to go right now and start shooting.
Gerald
basketball.
Wilkins. Exactly. Dominique's brother. And he was, I don't know, he had not as successful as a career, but hey, still, it's hard to beat Dominique.
He was a high flyer. Gerald Wilkins was a high flyer too.
Oh, athletic guy. Yeah, he could go. Rodney. He had played on the Rockets team that made it to the finals. He was, I remember him he was like a post-up kind of, he was a good scorer guy, but James Edwards, called him Buddha. He had like a nice fadeaway jumper kind of thing. He was just like one of those old school kind of just post-up guys that you just don't see much anymore. Bill Cartwright.
Hey, we finally got the center we needed to get to complete the Chicago Bulls center set.
They had a bunch of them. They just kind of rotated in, just like, hey, But yeah, I guess he played the Knicks too. I think he might have won a championship with like Phil Jackson. No, he wasn't that old. Not that old. Greg Kite. I don't know. Go fly a kite. I don't know. He was
Not a
Great kite. He was
not
He
the-
was a solid backup center. That's what he was. Kind of like a solid catches. He was a solid backup center.
right. You know, like we're trying, just try to keep it positive. No, we're not trying to shit on anybody, but some of them just like, I don't.
Yeah, it's like a lot of it's like I don't know. It was fine.
It's not. Yeah, it's not a slam. It's just I don't know. Not newsworthy. Not no. I don't know. You know. What
Yeah,
I mean?
no, not noteworthy at all.
You're always gonna find some players that just weren't not that big.
Right. Well, there's role guys. There's bench guys. You know.
Yep.
Not everyone's a superstar. Yeah, like Tony Smith. I don't know.
Yeah, a good role player.
Marty. Wow. I don't. He's like, what's up? What?
Hey, we got a red card coming up. I could see a little
It's like he looks like he's just gonna fall. Look, his legs don't look like they're under him.
No.
Stanley. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you remember who Stanley Roberts played with though? At LSU?
Well, I'm guessing it would be Shaq. I'm guessing.
Yeah. Him and Shaquille O'Neal played side by side. Even Chris Jackson was there. I'm surprised LSU didn't win a national title.
Yeah, you know what? It was Duke. It was just the heyday of Duke, and you know what I mean. Limited edition to Dominique Wilkins, great. The Human Highlight film. Like honestly, if you like a YouTube thing of his best dunks would be entertaining. Just if you've never seen him play, kids.
Like he's
Checklist.
just jumping off the card at us. He's so athletic.
This is our favorite. We got a checklist.
We got
the checklist.
Boom shakalaka!
Yes.
Added that nice little sound bite just for this show, because who didn't like NBA Jam? Come on.
Great. You know, arcade game. Sedell 3. I don't know. He had a couple decent years, but yeah.
I like the name Sedale 3 though.
It's fun. It's different.
Yes.
It flows. Yes. Wow.
Oh my God. I remember Ala Abdel Nabi.
You do? Wow.
I do remember Ala Abdel Nabi because once again, it's the name. It has everything to do with the name. It's like it only gets said once in a great while, but it was what a great name. It's almost like if you're gonna cast a spell, Ala Abdel Nabi.
It does sound kind of something a magician says at some point.
Yeah. I mean, it's like perfect.
Oh my gosh.
It's like he also played for Duke. That's probably why I hated him.
Oh, look, we got an early European guy that nobody knows. There was a hard transition for the European guys. There was like just the language barrier was a thing, but now it's so common. I don't know. I don't think people appreciate the struggles of the European players in the 80s.
Did you know that Ala Abdel Nabi was a McDonald's All-American in 1986?
No, Abdel Nabi.
Yeah, that's something. I'll tell you what.
Rick Fox, he was a solid guy. He played with the Lakers, won a couple championships with Shaq and Kobe. He was a good-looking fella. He also like modeled or did acting or something.
He seems out of place in the basketball world. Like
he was like too good-looking. Like it was distracting. We were like, I don't like that guy. AC Green, great, just dirt worker, just rebounder, guard, great defensive player. Played with the Suns, played with the Lakers, bounced around, but just good dude. Really religious, really Christian. Just can't.
He was definitely part of those Showtime Lakers too.
Exactly, and won a couple championships with this guy. This guy, Hall of Fame dude, amazing scorer. Just Magic Johnson, just. The fact that he got to play like just perfect guy he would just run and then odds are Magic Johnson's going to hit you with the basketball and he's going to score. Like just you could not big game James is what they called him because in the playoffs had to guard Larry Bird. This guy is Hall of Famer.
Also had the sweet goggles too.
Yes, him and Kareem they were the goggle team. Alvin Robert. I remember more as a defender. But played on some good Milwaukee teams with like Terry Cummings, I believe.
Yep.
Brad Doherty, we just talked about, yes, North Carolina race car guy now. Oh, come on, go
Deke.
ahead. Kembe.
Well, we got the two the 91 Fleer, the subsets were Dikembe and Dominique Wilkins. We got both of them in the same pack. That would have been what we called a good pack.
Yeah, it's like and Deke was. I remember it's like he played for part of. Because I think Paul Westhead was there in Deke's first season, and the problem was Dikembe Mutombo could not run that offense. That's not what he was built for. He played in Georgetown's offenses that were very slow and methodical because he was a rebounder and a rim protector. And
yeah, I never thought of him as an offensive guy. He was
nope.
a rebounder. He's going to block shots, but yeah, you weren't giving him the ball. Like,
no,
did you?
No, you were not getting 25 points a game out of Dikembe Mutombo. You wanted 15 rebounds and you wanted 5 blocks out of Dikembe Mutombo.
Well, right, because you had other guys who could score on that team, right? So he didn't need to, right? I mean,
yeah, no, it's like that's what Michael Adams was for. Exactly. I mean, he was for the scoring. Him and Reggie Williams. And then LaFonso Ellis got there, and so did Antonio McDyess. There were a lot of players that you could score with.
Kevin Gamble, yeah, keep it rolling.
Yeah.
Dennis Scott, he was the other part of the that Penny Hardaway run in Orlando. Good scorer. I believe he was a 3-point threat. That was his thing.
Yep.
Joe Klein bounced around, play with so many teams, just backup point guard or backup center guy. Good dude. I think.
You know what I like about him though? They don't have a shot of him on the court. They have him standing on the sideline wearing his warm-ups.
Exactly. That's a bad sign. You know what I mean? Like he does. His highlight was cheering. Yeah. Oh, there's an underrated guy. There's a really good point guard. Like I said, just he played. It was like Brad Daugherty, him, Larry Nance. There was a solid crew. Craig Elo. And if you looked at this, like he was comparable for a couple years with like Stockton. Like
he was. He was an amazing assist machine.
Exactly, but could score, could shoot. Once again, 90% free throw shooter, and I'm sure he could hit the 3 too. But yeah, underrated dude. Great, played great Georgetown team. Famously, they were Georgetown was supposed to win, and Villanova upset him. And then never won a championship too. He was one of those guys. They always busted his balls.
Was that Raleigh Massimino's Villanova teams?
Yes. That was one of the great college upsets of all time.
Yeah, it was.
Ronnie Cycli, I don't know, just always on bad Miami teams. I mean, I think he was a decent center, but never really dominating, not crazy stats. He was a good scorer. Played with Charles Barkley in Philly for a bit. I don't know, he could get you probably 18 points, 20 points easy. Hall of Fame coach, 6 with Chicago, and then he won a couple more with, LA. So really zen guy. I guess he said he grew up on an Indian reservation, and the story was when he would play with the Native American kids, and when they play Cowboys and Indians, he would always be the Indian, even though he was the only white guy.
The thing is, I think he won. I think he won 5 with the Lakers, didn't he? 3 with Shaq and Kobe, and 2 with Kobe and Pau Gasol.
You know what? I would take your word.
Yeah, I think he has 11 total.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's what Bill Russell has on as a player.
We forget about Bill Russell too. It's like as amazing as he was.
Right. Did the first player coach, so it's technically like the first African American coach. You know what I mean? Just broke a lot of barriers. Did a lot for civil rights too. Good. Byron Scott, civil rights. He was older, so he didn't have a chance to take. But no, good score. Really good score. Played with those Showtime Lakers. Great battles with the Celtics in the finals. J.R. Reed looking to block a shot. Kind of looks a little Hitlery. So.
Spurs.
Yeah. Charles Smith.
So here's the funny part. We just saw the thing with what's his face trying to block the shot, where he said it was kind of Hitlery. This was the player he was trying to block the shot on, Charles Smith.
Oh,
It's like we got that right there, 2 cards away.
oh, Sean Kemp, great scorer. He kind of like at the end of his career, kind of ballooned up, put on some weight, and kind of wasn't as effective. But and when he was with Seattle and Gary Payton, this guy was a beast.
He was also a great scorer off the court because he has like 13 kids.
Yes. But you can find his basketball highlights on YouTube. I would recommend.
Yes, yes, you can. If you find any of his other highlights on YouTube, it's probably going to get copyright struck or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there was he had a great Larry Bird story because he goes he's from Indiana and Bird was from Indiana, and first time we're playing the Boston Celtics, and he goes, "Are you the guy that broke all my records?" It's like, yeah. And then I guess they said like 2 days ago the USA Today put out a story about Larry Bird doesn't have it anymore. Larry Bird's washed up. He should, and so he told Larry Bird guy, he goes, nothing personal, but it's going to be a rough night for you. And he goes, he gave me 40 and just destroyed me just because he was upset and he had to prove to the people. I'm like, all right, this young buck from Indiana, I got to take him down a peg. They say I don't have it anymore. I'm like, I'm Larry Bird. Scott, one of the guys he had like, he set in a record for like most assists in a game. I don't know if he still has that one, but
yeah, wasn't it like 30 or 29?
It was something ridiculous. Yeah, it was just insane. So I think it still might be a record. But and then became a coach too. He was one of those coach guys. I think he's, if I'm not mistaken, he might be a coach now. But yeah, like once again, if you're the point guard, it makes sense. You're the coach on the floor. Makes sense. You can like easily transition to coaching the people from the bench.
Yeah, he had 30 assists in a game, which is still a record to this day. He did it on December 30th, 1990.
Wow. Kiki Vandeweghe. Fun name. Once got to say, come on, Kiki Vandeweghe.
Hey, former Nugget, Kiki Vandeweghe.
Yeah, he was, to me, I just remember being nothing but a scorer. He wasn't.
Yeah, he was just a scorer.
Yeah. Eldon Campbell. He was kind of a pogo stick. He could, he was one of those guys you just like, somebody would miss a shot and then he'd come flying in to put it back. Just, yeah, tall, lanky.
Did he play for like maybe the Sixers or the Rockets before, or did he play for them? I seem to remember Eldon Campbell wearing a red jersey.
I'm pretty sure he started in LA. I remember him, like that's where he was young, developing, and I'm sure he went other places for sure. Oh, Mitch Richmond.
I don't think he played his whole career in LA.
No. Yeah, he bounced around for sure. Great scorer. Like just and like I said,
Run TMC. Run
underrated
TMC.
kind of guy. But yeah, played on a lot of bad Sacramento teams. Andre Turner. All right, Turner over.
It's another one of those it's a tight,
great flat top.
Tight flat top.
Yeah, he's got on point. Andrew Lang. He got traded to Philly for the Barkley thing.
Oh, we just talked about him.
Exactly, yeah. Felton. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. Charles Thomas. Yes, no. Gerard Mustaf. this guy, just the most famous thing this guy did. If you ever want to see, the Suns and the New York Knicks had a famous brawl where it was just legendary. So if you YouTube Phoenix Suns Knicks brawl, this guy came running out of nowhere and plowed like two Knicks off. Like Kevin Johnson, I think, fell down and like he's on the floor, and this guy came running and just bulldozed two guys. That's the best thing he ever did on the basketball court.
Well, and if you look in that picture, Kevin Johnson is in the background of it.
I think he did something weird. He had a weird legal thing too, if I recall right at the end, that like made him leave. But Winston, yeah.
You know what? Even as a Nugget, he wasn't memorable.
Yeah, you guys don't even remember him. So how
I remember him, but I don't remember him being anything important to the Nuggets. That's for sure.
There's Horace's brother, Harvey Grant. He didn't have as long a career, so not as memorable. But yeah. David Benoit. He was like a decent kind of 6'7" kind of guy, tweener, just kind of a scorer, if I remember right.
Yeah, Benoit was a decent player for them.
Delaney Rudd.
Not a great pack. Not a great pack.
Well, the pack didn't like you either. They're inanimate objects. They have no.
Some of them are hard to open. They were tamper-proof for sure.
Have you ever thought about? Do you need like a tool? What would be like a good card opening? Because you don't want to cut the cards, but not a blowtorch. John Williams. See, this was the guy who was
great composer.
He made all of the scores for Star Wars and Indiana Jones, and played basketball.
He was amazing.
John Bannister. This guy, don't slide down when this guy slid down the banister, it was extra funny.
That's what it looks like he's doing in that. It's like his picture makes him look like he's sliding down.
I think they did it on the artistic person had some fun.
Yeah.
Alvin Roberts. I don't know, more of a defensive guy. Played on some mediocre Milwaukee teams. Daniel Young. Yeah, backup point guard. Yeah.
Houston Rockets.
The team card's always good. Ooh, Grant Long it looks like he's high-fiving Patrick Ewing. Hey, pretty good shot, huh? No, I'm not reading.
Good shot. I'm going to make this. You're awfully not. I'm going to block it. Look at how high he is over Oakley. Maybe Oakley should have jumped.
Tyrone Hill. He was like a dirt worker kind of guy, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think he had a decent career, but he was never a superstar.
This guy was great. This guy, I'm mainly known for like the 76ers. He had a good run. He won a championship with Dr. J, I believe. But great rebounder. And like Charles Barkley credits him as Charles Barkley was a rookie. He swelled up to 300 pounds to drop in the draft. And he was 6'5", 300 pounds. And then he goes, hey, he lived in the same apartment as Moses. He goes, why am I not playing? He goes, because you're fat and you're lazy. And then he goes, meet me and he worked out with this guy and they figured out the weight. Like he goes, just keep losing weight. And so a great player, Hall of Famer, and helped another Hall of Famer. Mentored people.
76ers, 2 team cards.
Ooh, Eric Johnson. Played guitar. Chris Mullen, played Dream Teamer. Great shooter. Played on some great St. John College team, too. Just solid offensive guy. Knew how to play. His hand in his pocket. He's playing some pocket pool. So that's disturbing. Jerome. I believe his nickname was Pooh, and I don't know why.
Jerome Pooh Richardson.
Assume what you will. There was one game where he just couldn't make it back to the locker. Who knows? He's Winnie the Pooh, if you want to.
Wearing the white shorts, that's probably not hopefully that wasn't his problem.
Reggie Lewis, he was a good scorer, played with Larry Bird at the end, but something tragic happened to him. Do you remember what happened?
He had like a heart condition or something like that. And he ended up passing away, I think, on the court.
Yeah, that's right. Boston had some who was the guy? Boston had the guy who died of the drug overdose on the day of the draft or something. Like and he was gonna be the new stud. Oh, dang it.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
We'll figure it out eventually. We don't know who Dwayne is. Dwayne
Shinsis.
That's tough to say.
He played for the New Mexico Lobos. He bounced around the league for quite a while.
He has epic. He's got the most epic mullet, though.
Oh wow, nice. That's right. But yeah, it's hard not. If you say that last name, you're going to sound drunk. Kurt Rambo, Showtime Lakers, kind of like the dirt worker, got clotheslined by Kevin McHale. That's a video. If you don't, YouTube that. And like the best part, he got clotheslined. There was a giant fight. Nobody got ejected. It was just a foul. Different time.
Len Bias.
Thank you, Len Bias. Yes, that
Yeah,
was
it was
true.
gonna bug me until I found it out.
It's like Larry Bird and the guys are breaking down. They're getting older, and they need new players to replace them. And then boom, you know what I mean? It was just tragic. And you know, so many levels. Rich King, yeah, I don't. Son of Don King. Dana, he was a decent scorer, if I remember. He was usually one of the. He was in a lot of 3-point competitions, so I remember him as a 3-point guy. I think he played in Philly for a bit too.
Yeah.
Sidney Green.
You know what? We are not green with envy on his career.
Vinnie Johnson, the microwave, mainly from you know him from the Bad Boy Pistons. Great guy off the bench, and like he could just. They called him the microwave because all of a sudden, like he just could not miss, and he would just take over a game. Xavier McDaniel. He was a solid guy for a while. Like he bounced around. He was in Seattle. He was in New York. But yeah, known as the X-Man.
Yep.
Wow, that's a big knee brace, Tim.
You know what that's like? There used to be a wrestler named Iron Mike Sharp that wore a big leather thing on his forearm that he would, you know, they said he would hide metal in and hit people with. That's what he would do with his knee brace. He'd kind of knee you with his, big heavy knee brace to get you out of the way.
That's because knee to knee, getting kneed by a metal. That's even worse. I mean, Fred Robb. He had talking about flat tops. This guy had the military version of it.
Yes, he did. A solid scorer.
Stacey Ogden. Oh, he was defensively, he could shut you down. Like he was, yeah. Stacey Ogden was
one of those UNLV teams.
Yes, you're right. Yep. Ooh, and see another early European guy that I don't know wasn't a superstar. It's so weird just because the majority of the NBA stars today are not American.
Yeah, it's like back then, it's like they were American. Most of them were.
Right. It's definitely the game has changed. There's been a shift. Terrell Brand. I think like a decent backup point guard. That's a big look at that thing he's got on his arm. Holy Lord.
He's gonna drop the elbow off the top of the top of the basket there.
James Edwards. He bounced around. He was with the Suns. He was with the Pistons. He won a couple. He won with the Bad Boy Pistons. Good post up guy. He can get you. I don't know. 16.
See, the thing is, it's like on the Skybox we had his Pistons card, and on the Fleer we have his Clippers card.
Oh, and they're the same years.
All different years. One's 90 and one's 91.
Yeah. We had a comment. Iron Mike Sharp, Canada's greatest athlete.
I liked Iron Mike Sharp. It's like he was one of my favorite jobbers. Although back in the Memphis wrestling days, he was actually a star in the Memphis wrestling. He was managed by Jimmy Hart.
Oh wow, Jimmy Hart. Ty Corbin. He was a nice guy. He played for the Suns. He played for. He bounced around, but he had a long a Iron Man streak for a long time, and then it was like in the 500s. Like it was almost like 600 games he played straight, and then Lenny Wilkins just forgot to put him in, and then that's how he broke it. So it was like a little sad, like, oh. Lenny Wilkins felt bad. Michael Ansley. Sidney Moncrief. He was, I think he played with the Bucks for a while. He
did.
Rick. Bad Boys, played with Barkley. Yeah, I don't know. He would get into a fight. He was more of a mentally. He would say I would just mentally get people out of their game and distract them. So he was, Brad Davis.
The thing that's sad is a guy like Rick Mahorn wouldn't really have much of a place in today's NBA. Because it's like the way he played. I mean, Draymond Green is about the closest you're ever going to find to one of those guys. But it's like Rick Mahorn, Oakley, Xavier, guys that were kind of bruisers underneath.
That's gone. The physicality of is no more. Bill Wennington, played with Chicago, won a couple championships with the Bulls, bounced around.
He was part of the Hack-a-Shack. It was like him, Luke Longley, and Will Perdue, And it's like they would just rotate him in and out just because they needed 18 fouls and Shaq couldn't shoot free throws.
Exactly.
Got James Worthy on the so we're getting both cards for a lot of these guys.
Nice. Who's this? Chad? Oh, Chris Dudley. He was like legendary, like bad free throw shooter. Like him and Shaq were like equals. Like he just could not hit a free throw either. Once again, yeah, just big bruiser kind of guy. Rod Higgins.
I can tell by your enthusiasm where you're at.
Boom shakalaka!
Yeah, because it's checklist time.
It's
checklist
time.
Oof. Derek. Oof. Will Purdue. I mean, Bill Wennington, Will Purdue. Yeah, it's kind of interchangeable.
Hey, where's our Luke Longley? Bring out Luke Longley. Oh, Brad Lowhouse.
Lowhouse in the house. Reggie Williams.
That must have been post Nuggets.
Ooh, Terry Davis. Yeah, it is.
Wonderful pack. I would be so happy to get that pack. 19.
Yes. Have you ever gotten 2 checklists? That would be like
that happens in baseball quite a bit, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
That was always
Not if they're different checklists. If they're different checklists, it's great.
No. Starting with the checklist. We talked
Boom
about
shakalaka!
it. We mentally Brian.
Hey, former Nugget Ryan Williams.
Forward center. Make up your mind.
Hey,
damn it.
it's Will Purdue again.
Did you know that it's like his name eventually became Bison Dele?
No. Oh, Steve became like solid player, but more known as a coach right now. Warriors, and then a lot of the Olympic teams. I'm just watching something on Netflix. But yeah, great coach.
Hey, look, speaking of not a great coach.
I don't know that coach. Shackelford.
Shackelford,
how about
Rusty.
Shackle Chevy. How about that?
You know what? Those 76ers uniforms were awful.
They are.
You don't like this weird star rip coming out of the bottom of the
it
pants?
looks terrible.
There you go. There's one.
John Stockton.
Right. Assist machine.
What is this? One of those things get a John Stockton in every pack?
Look at this. Chris Mullen. Great. Yeah, once again, dream teamer, shooter. Look at that. Two whiteys in a row. Come on now. Chuck, the rifleman. Yeah, great score. One of the great the trash talkers. This guy would yap at you. He's too. He looks out of focus.
You give me the name Larry Stewart, I'm picturing an accountant.
David, it's David Wingate. It's Cliff Robinson. He bounced around. He played with the Suns, and yeah, he was he could get you, I don't know, 18, maybe 10 rebounds in his prime.
Yeah, I liked Cliff Robinson.
Randy Brewer
led the league in shoulder hair.
All right, we got 2 more packs left. Let's see what we can get out of these. We started off strong. I mean, we did.
Well, I'm telling you right now, I hope it's not any more Randy Brewer cards.
We're bound to get a Will Purdue. If I had to call my shot.
Heaven Willis. He was a solid big man, kind of big center, tall. He played with Dominique. Rebound to get you 10 rebounds easy.
You know that Kevin Willis, I think, had the record for most years of NBA service for a while. He played like 21 years in the NBA.
That's right. He ended in Toronto, right?
Yeah, he even played for the Nuggets for a hiccup.
It's fun. I don't know if it's just the guys they on the off season they retired and then oh my god, I had to spend all this time with my family. I want to go back. I don't know.
Go play basketball again.
Derek Harper, he was good in Dallas for a couple of years there. I think he ended up playing with the Knicks towards the end.
So he ended his career in 2007 with the Mavericks. He missed 2006, but he played with the Hawks, the Heat, the Warriors, the Rockets, the Raptors, the Nuggets, the Spurs, and the Mavericks. He wanted to play everywhere.
Anton Carr. Powder blue. Look at those powder blues.
Oh, those powder blues were nice. Come on. We could go to Dairy Queen with those powder blues.
Mark West, he was a solid center for the Suns. He would always get fouls. He would not do it. He just looked mean, but he was a nice guy.
There's Michael regular card for the Nuggies. There he is.
There he is.
Couple nuggets in a row.
He's very Superman-y there. Like, he's kind of, it looks, he's flying.
Thing is, Orlando Woolridge also had the goggles.
That's right. He was one of the guys. Yep.
Harvey.
We've gotten 2 Harvey Grants, but no Horace Grant.
Right. And Spud Webb, won the slam dunk, and he's like 5'2".
I think he was 5'9".
No. Really? No
it's
way.
like
5'7".
It's still
just
it's
ridiculous.
still short.
The problem is, as a player, like, it just caused whoever was guarding him, they would just go, "Hey, just back that guy down." That was the problem. He couldn't really guard anybody.
He was 5'7", so we were both wrong.
Yes, but tiny. Great Grant.
Great. He was a fun player to watch, though.
For sure. Akeem the Dream, amazing. I mean, just ridiculous moves, spin move, fade away, dream shake.
That turnaround on the baseline was beautiful that he shot.
Just pretty, and like, you can't do anything about it. Just take it.
Nope. He used to give actually Shaquille O'Neal fits.
Yes. And like, when he started out, like, he was kind of known just kind of as a bruiser defense. He like really developed that game. Like, started with Ralph Sampson, the Twin Towers. That was a fun Rockets team that got beat by the Celtics, but good team.
Yes, they were.
Sam Perkins, he was like a post-up guy. He could score a bit, but yeah.
Always a solid contributor in the front court.
Adrian Caldwell.
Not as much of a solid contributor.
That was the guy that Olajuwon destroyed during practice. That's what happened to that guy.
You know what's the funny part? So if you look at that card again, the guy in the background is Karl Malone. See, now when I was a kid collecting these things, I would actually pay attention to the background players, because if there was a really good background player, it's like I would almost say that's their card. It's like, because it's like Adrian Caldwell is not the star in that picture.
Malone is photobombing him in his own card. It's Jeff Turner and Turner over. Yes.
All right, last pack. Here we go. 91 Fleer. Come on. Last pack magic, as they call it.
Oh yeah, how about some Magic Johnson or Larry Bird, or let's really fill out that dream team roster. Some Charles Barkley. I mean, there's still some.
A Barkley would be nice. That would be always fun. But yeah, like, that's it. We almost have the whole dream team. I mean, there's a lot of guys.
Yeah, there is. There has been.
And
he's back.
He's back.
That guy again.
Guess who's back?
Oh, no.
He was the 25th pick in the first round.
Wow.
Yeah, Ala Abdelnaby was the 25th pick in the first round by the Portland Trailblazers.
It's like we're doing a rerun here.
We are doing.
I don't like that.
Yep.
I don't like. No reruns.
This is a pack rerun. I've seen all these. That's a weird trade to Atlanta. Ooh, thank you. But yeah, I don't know who you are. He was part of.
Billy Mays here.
There's Big Game James. That guy we've seen. Alvin.
Seen Brad.
Brad Doherty.
Got Kembe again.
Yep. The car.
Sixers play-by-play man. I wonder. The comments just said that, I'm not sure, but it says play-by-play man was Abdelnaby.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
really?
All right. See, so a lot of players they transfer to the broadcasting afterwards because they know the game, so makes sense. Dale Dave, a member of him and Antonio Davis were sort of the bruiser, defensive rebounder guys for Reggie Miller and Rick Smits. Um, yeah, solid guy. John Turner looks like a ballerina. Look at how graceful John looks. Maurice Cheeks. He was more in the 76ers in the 80s. He led, I believe he won the championship when they won. Yeah, with Doc and Moses and Bobby Jones. Good defender, good point guard.
And once again, another point guard that became a coach.
That's true. Yep, Sam Towell. Yep, floor generals lead to bench generals. Steve Smith. He was a good defender guy. He could score during his early years, but I think I know him more as a defender. Eh.
Yep, and let's see. So last card of the day we got. Oh,
Ronnie Cycli again.
well, that's just a terrible card to end. Come on.
Uh, and you can't even say the guy in the background is a star either. It's not like you could go, oh, there's Alonzo Mourning. No.
Yeah, yeah, Cycli. He had solid numbers, but yeah, it's nothing special. I mean, he wasn't a stiff. He was a solid.
No, he was fine.
I think he was another one, guys. He became an actor or something too, because like the ladies thought he was dreamy. So I think he did some like modeling or acting on the side.
If we look at our wall here of cards, we didn't do too bad. I don't know if the light
Right.
so we can see, but we got Phil Jackson, Tom Chambers, Dominique Wilkins, Isaiah Thomas, Dikembe, Patrick Ewing, James Worthy, John Stockton, David Robinson, and team. And that's a pretty good stack there.
Yeah, those are all solid guys. A lot of dream teamers in there. A lot of definitely all stars, multiple all stars. So
We are stacked at the front line though. Holy smokes. It's like, could you imagine a front line that has like Ewing and freaking Robinson and Olajuwon?
yeah, there's not enough ball.
Well, then you got Dikembe, who was one of the old time big guys.
As a
Oh,
defender,
definitely one of the
Oh,
all-time shot blockers.
Yep.
But no, if we had if somebody had to go in this group, I would say probably Dikembe, then probably Chambers. If anybody had to be cut.
We're not cutting anybody.
Yeah.
We're keeping them.
Okay. All right, keeping them. All right.
All right. Well, that was our 91 Fleer in 1990 Skybox episode. That was fun. There was a lot of discussion to be had in that one.
Sweet, yeah. Enjoyable to travel down memory lane.
Also, I like the 91 Fleer card design, so I like looking at it. But all you can really ask for from a trading card. The 90 Skybox, it was futuristic. It kind of changed the design a little bit of the NBA card, but not my favorite. So.
But come on, look at the gold border. The gold border.
Well, Kirk, thank you again for joining us this week. You are an encyclopedia of 90s, early 90s, late 80s NBA knowledge. It's always fun to listen to you talk about these cards because you know a lot.
Oh, I thank you. So that has helped me get no jobs ever. So
well, let's.
It's not practical information.
Have you even tried putting it on a resume?
Somehow it's going to work. I'll just strike up a conversation. I'll just start spewing 90s basketball. And the guy's like, I love that. That's
Well, next week we haven't planned out a box. As always, if anybody has any thoughts on what we should be opening, let us know. But we'll figure something out for next week. Probably go back to baseball. Spring training is in full swing, so we'll get back into the summertime spirit with some more baseball. Kirk won't be here with us, but he'll be here with us in spirit.
Well, if they want more Kirk though, they could follow me. I post jokes and music on, I don't know, Twitter and Instagram. So if you're going through withdrawal,
Well, I got your links in the description, so if anybody does want to check out Kirk's YouTube
yeah,
and TikTok, he's kind of all over the place.
it's fun, silly jokes. Nothing topical. It's just going to joke land and having fun. So if that sounds good to you, go ahead. Please check it out.
Yes, check it out. And that was a good episode. Randy will have some more info on the NBA guys we got on our wall here. So tune into our channel this week for more update videos and single pack videos. We kind of put out a lot of stuff. And if you enjoy it, give us a like and a subscribe and all that jazz. Turn the bell on. I got to throw all that stuff in there, even though I hate it.
And hey,
It makes
yeah,
your skin crawl a little bit, doesn't it?
But
Randy, thanks for looking stuff up and yeah, while we're doing it. That was helpful. That was nice. You know what I mean?
Oh no, it's like you have so much knowledge just off the top of your head. It's like the few things that it's like you didn't know. It's nice that Wikipedia exists for us.
Right. You could round out the edges of like, oh yeah, that too. Yes.
That's what I'm here for. I am the researcher.
Perfect. That's if you just follow me in life now, that'd be awesome. Thanks.
all right. Well, that'll do it for us, for Chris, Randy, and Kirk. We hope you guys have a wonderful week, and we hope to see you back next week, 6 a.m. Sunday. Have a great week.